we're missing the female births. And so what I'm going to say is you can influence whether you have a boy or a girl by the timing of when you're together with your wife. And so your goal is, from this point on, to have more births.
Okay, right there? No, because she contributions, wages, food stamps, food checks.
Amanda, come here, look.
Assistance,
This is way too close.
value-added company.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Ray. If you are new here, I escaped a cult when I was 17, almost 18 years old. If you are interested in that story, I will leave it linked in my description box down below. But today, we are going through some old order history. These are all order members. If you remember, ex-order members, yes. If you remember Allison on my channel, she did 3 episodes. We talked about her life in the order and her escape. And while we were filming the last episode, she was pregnant with this little boy. And then we have my little sister Rachel, who has escaped on escaping polygamy. This is our cousin Michelle, who you guys may know as Ava, who also escaped on escaping polygamy. So, and then this is her little daughter. That's a lot of information. So I've talked about this before. It's the ABC order standards. And we had to do these for our homework, right? In school, not just Sunday school. So let me see, where's K? K was always my favorite. K is for kiss. My first kiss on the lips will be on my wedding day during the ceremony with my husband or wife. I will not hold hands with anyone as a boyfriend or girlfriend until I am engaged to be married to them. So this says to my granddaughter Michelle Michaels, remember your promise.
Oh, my dad gave us all of his girls that on one of the girls outings.
What was your
promise?
Did you remember it? I don't.
The problem? Promise. It's a book. Promise is a book.
My promise of and covenant of virtue and chastity.
Oh, it's to be like pure.
Yeah. I want to read that after.
After
I left, my mom was like, "Did you break the law of chastity?" She asked me every single time she saw me, and I was like, "No." Like, you saw me yesterday.
My brother, he didn't like say it like that, but he was like kind of talking about chastity and virtue, and he's like, if you still are like pure in that way, you can come back.
Yeah, my mom asked me every single time, and I was like, she's like, that's the most important thing, make sure you don't break that law.
Keep yourself pure for a man who doesn't.
Did that ever bother you guys? Never like make sure that you, because your virginity basically is like a present to the guy.
The more thing that bothered me was like the how to be the good wife, because it's like saying, prep yourself, get ready. He's stressed. Like, well, what about my stress?
Yeah, I've been
stressed
with
too.
kids all day.
Yeah, and it's saying, I know you have a million things to say to him, but don't. Shut up.
It says, I am making this covenant of my own free will and choice. That is so
They
sweet.
say that in
How
the,
do
what's
you
it
think
called?
it really is your choice? But
They say that in vows.
Oh,
Vows.
They say that when they say. My dad told me, he said everyone that gets married and leaves, then they agree to it in vows because we say that. And it's like, well, that doesn't mean anything.
Because
You
what
guys
we're
just
hearing is during the ceremony.
Exactly. Thank you. Sugar candy is not permitted in the standards class.
Whoa. I did not say that.
Remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I think you were going to outside school, but after Halloween, then they would check everyone's backpacks at school for candy.
That's because we would bring candy and put it in the back of our desks.
Yeah, but it was
We
like,
always did that, and that's why they started checking
it was like they
everyone.
were like looking for drugs.
I wanted to show these because I felt like they were copying the Mormon church with this. Because in the Mormon church they have young women.
Oh, yeah, they were.
They have like different levels of like the single woman. And in the order they did that too. Like the rosebud was the first one, right?
Yeah. Rosebud is the first 2 years. So
What's
12,
that,
12 to 13.
something?
No, the sunflower is like the group, but the rosebud is like it's like the overview.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's like the age groups, and then you would graduate and get one of these cups. So there's these two, but there's actually 3, right? For
Yeah.
each age group.
Maid of honor.
And then
The class.
Promise.
Yeah. Each class, then you graduate with like because you've been going to Sunday school?
Yeah,
Sunday school? Okay, so then you graduate,
Oh my
and then
gosh.
you go on to the next section of Sunday school. I feel like that once you get to the last one, the Maids of Promise, everyone's like getting married already.
Yeah.
So the
So most
last
people
one,
don't get that far.
the last one is marriage.
Yeah, that's what those are though. It's like pretty much they started putting it into that because they're like, well, everyone's getting married by then anyways.
So then each class has different stuff.
So marriage prep
So
starts
basically
with
groom
Starts
you
with
into-
rosebuds. Once you're 12 years old, then you start going to those classes, and they talk more about marriage because that's when the boys and girls are separated.
Right.
Yeah.
Choose you this day whom ye will serve. What does this one say?
And
Love one another.
the boys had these too. Like so remember like the stripling
And then they
nights?
have
Stripling night.
Stripling warriors.
Yeah, stripling warriors.
That was the last one, and then it's like something with knights or
We're
armor or something.
rosebuds and they're
I know, but
Yeah, they got to be warriors and like knights, and we're like the maiden and the rosebud.
you read the How to Be a Good Wife.
Yeah.
Is there anything about how to be a good husband?
They never had How to Be a Good Husband.
Did you teach them how to be a father? Like they taught us how to be mothers?
No. I asked my brothers that because sometimes we would have like special lessons in Sunday school. So when we didn't have the answers to our homework, then we would like ask our brothers, obviously because we were going over the same stuff. But the special lessons, then they would go over like how to tie back to your dad. Like we were talking about how to be a good wife, and they were saying like how to tie back to your dad, how to get married. That's what their special lessons were on. It wasn't like how to be a good husband, ever.
How to take care of your wife.
Yeah, see, they didn't go over that.
We're missing the female births. And so what I'm going to say is you can influence whether you have a boy or a girl by the timing of when you're together with your wife. And I think what's happening in our family is we're becoming more aware of maybe watching LH surges or watching when the right time might be and making sure we're together at that time. And that's resulting in a higher percent of male births. What I would suggest that you do as you time that part of life is that so again, and maybe what we can do is I'd like to prepare a presentation on this. If you were together a little bit earlier, so for example, if your wife is going to ovulate tomorrow and you're with her today, to influence the probability of having a female, maybe be together a day before that. When you look at what's going on, a lot of it is our grandkids, a little bit heavier births of males, of course, ours and Daniel's. So I think it's a function of waiting a little bit too long to be together with your wife. And I'm going to tell you, and there's some interesting things about that. There's some reasons for that. Again, we're told that the male sperm swims a little faster, doesn't live quite as long, and so if you're together a little bit earlier, then more of the male sperm die off, and there's a higher probability of having a female child.
Interesting thing about that, if I'm together 2 days before my wife ovulates, then in that first batch, the sperm can live about 72 hours, and again, so the first batch can live for 72 hours.
So your goal is, from this point on, to have more births. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if every guy is living polygamy, then there will be some men that will never get married. Plus,
And they plan on that.
yeah, plus all of Paul's sons have at least 5, right?
Well, they told them, they said, if you're not getting married, then that's your fault that you're not going to find a girl on the outside.
Oh,
Because the girls there are reserved for Paul's kids, for the
Yeah.
most part.
mm-hmm.
And
Paul's
then,
kids
like,
and-
But then it's like, but then they're not allowed to date, they're not allowed to, you know.
How are you
They're
supposed to
find a
marry?
girl on the
Yeah.
outside.
So stupid. Plus, what girl on the outside wants to join this religion?
Sound like it's your
finding
fault.
some.
I mean, the only ones that I've seen are from other polygamous cultures.
No,
There's
there's
some
more.
other ones, but they like break order standards to get them there.
Yeah, they basically say like, oh, it's not going to be like that. We
No,
don't have
they-
to be part of it.
There was someone that told me to their husband didn't even tell them about it until after they got married.
Whoa.
That her mom didn't even know about the order
Until
after they got married.
Wow.
And then they had an order wedding after.
Wait, was she the first wife though?
Yeah, she was the first wife.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
You know what?
that's what
She comes all the way from Norway, falls in love with. Then after getting married, he's like, by the way, I'm in a polygamous cult, and she's like, what? It's very rare
so
though. I don't want
weird,
people to think that there's a bunch of outsiders joining it. I think it's very rare.
But they don't go and start and say, guess what, I'm in a cult.
Yeah.
You wanna marry
Yeah,
me?
they
Well,
make them
My brother married an outsider, but I think that she was under the impression that
Just
was
going to
involved in
church.
the cult.
Yeah, just going to church church every once in a while.
Or she didn't understand exactly like to what extent the cult was. Because I
Well, because
remember.
like even LDS, it's not like it doesn't have to be super involved, but some people it is.
Yeah.
So it's like easy to say, oh, that's my religion. I don't go to church. I
Yeah.
just.
Or maybe they just say,
I
oh, my
just
family's
claim it.
just
Well, she reached
Yeah.
out to me and she was like, she said that she didn't dare ask questions and she didn't understand why I was like a ghost. And I was like, well, because they don't
'Cause
want,
that's
they're not allowed to go around there.
Yeah.
And she's like, I was told that you didn't want to
What
come
life was she?
around. And I was like, no, no, you didn't go around.
Yeah. Didn't ever get married twice?
We said yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
They look like they're 12.
They are.
They were 16. No, what year was it?
So there's this one.
It was 2015.
Yeah, so they were 16. They were 16.
They had just turned 16.
Oh my god.
She turned 16 in
I wanna
August,
see.
and they got married in
Sorry, I'm
September.
gonna do this one too. So wait, how old is?
She was 18 when she got married.
So sad. I didn't even know who I was when I was 18. Let alone 16. Of course, there's coercion going on. Like, why is it legal for a
This is your brother.
16-year-old to get
Yeah.
married? Why is that legal?
Exactly.
Rachel.
It's not legal in all states.
They got married at 9:48 a.m.
What the hell? Why?
because it was 9:48.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was 9:48.
Number 48 is Jesse's number.
Yeah. So it's like, ooh.
Oh, they had to be at 9.
So like 9:47, you're like, come on, come on.
They really were like that. It's like there. Oh, nice. We all dressed up as the slave Leia.
Because I know Jesse had a thing for Leia.
Oh,
He was obsessed.
I remember this
with
for his birthday.
Star Wars.
for his birthday, it would have been Halloween for his birthday.
Look at his cake. Look at his cake. Yeah, his cake, the little R2D2.
That was like the
So
only
sad.
girl in
It's
the
like,
hall and
look
Jesse.
how much effort you guys put into his birthday. What did they do for your mom's birthday?
If my mom, like if he was not mad at my mom that year, then he would like go take her car to get cleaned. That's what she got for her birthday.
What an ass.
And then she made like dinner, like
For
normal.
herself.
When it was just like another day when he came over, we would watch TV, whatever he wanted to watch, unless we could sneak out of the room that we were watching TV in. So
So what we're talking about is the inventory forms. I think I talked about this in a video before, but inventory is what we had to fill out every year to say everything we owned is in the name of the Lord, which is the order.
and
So
turn
like,
it in, because then they could charge us 10% on it.
That's why.
You didn't know that? No! That's what we signed the 10% forms for.
That's exactly why they wanted to turn it in and then have you
All
drop
your
back
money
out.
and all of
Because
your
you're paying
property.
10% on anything that goes in there.
Yeah, but why does it matter? Because all of our money is in there anyways.
No,
Well, but if you
because
find
if
$10
you have cash, you don't turn it. Remember how you were like, if you have the cash, I have to hurry, turn it in, drop back out, and then use it.
Yeah.
Because you're paying the 10% off, whatever.
But, yeah, I understood that, but the inventory didn't make sense because all of our money was in the order anyway, so why would we have
Because
to say,
you-
oh, I have a bed and a bed.
Because you paid 10% on your bed and your
10%
car.
on everything you own.
Even if it's 0.000 cent. No?
Yeah.
No, because
I never wrote down like bobby pins and stuff.
My mom specifically said you have to count everything.
because the very first year that they did inventory, when the order started, then Afton was like, I counted everything except the pins and the pin cushion
want it? Okay.
for my sewing. And then Eldon sent her back and said, you need to count everything. Are you not going to turn in those pins to the Lord? The Lord, yeah.
Oh my.
That's how it started. And then she loves to tell that story because Ethel is the first wife, and Ethel is his mom. And then
did count the pins.
yeah, and then she did count the pins, but Ashton, and that's why all of her kids left, because she wouldn't count the pins. She didn't want to count the pins.
She didn't want to turn in everything. So it was really important to them that you
That's
count
why.
everything.
That's why, yeah.
Man, ours really wasn't as strict then. My mom was like, just do value things that are valuable.
value?
Yeah, like your
So
car,
that
your
even
guitar.
if it's not a value, it's the Lord.
Sunflowers, the scout handbook. That's what they're talking about.
So sunflowers and scouts.
Okay, yeah.
So
well, I
there's
remember-
a rosebud, and then what was the other one again? Old
Maids of
Maid.
promise.
Old maids. You make it this far and you're not married, you're an old maid.
That's so funny.
Maids
That
of
was a
Promise.
joke. That if you made it to the Maids of Promise class, then you were considered an old maid because you were married.
They were
You get
17.
very fast if you
You guys, I remember, did you guys go through this when you left? When I left, I felt like an old maid being single at 18.
Yep.
Not single, but like not married at 18.
No, I was 17,
I say
and
no because
everyone
I was
asked me,
16.
they're like, why are you not married yet? And I told them, I said, as a joke, I said, well, I can't get married till I grow up. And they're like, you're like so mature, and even if you weren't, it doesn't matter because people get married when they're like 15 and 14. And I'm like, yeah, I think I have to grow up first. And I just walk away because I'm like, I'm trying to like, I'm trying to get out of here.
When did you know you were going to leave the order?
When I was 8.
No.
No, because we talked about who I was going to marry when I was 8.
And you didn't want to marry
So,
him?
no, and I remember talking to my brothers, and I was like, yeah, and they used to tell us, so in class, when I was 4 years old, they always said, people who leave, they just die behind a dumpster. And I was like, yeah, so when I remember when I was 8.
Just curl up next to a dumpster.
That made sense to us for some reason. When I was 8, then I was like, I'm gonna go die behind that garbage can. I chose my garbage can.
You kind of have to get to that point where it's like, I'd much rather die than be in this. You're like, okay with that.
No,
So I was like, I can't believe they said that though. That's
I never remember the same grade.
I heard that all of the outsiders end up on drugs and they're very miserable and all the men would cheat on them.
I was told that when I was later.
Yeah.
But like when I was 4, they were like, they just, because when I was
They
just
just tell a
4-year-old.
they could become homeless and die on the street. basically.
Yeah. So like we can't tell homeless a 4-year-old.
Well, our half sister told
Yeah.
all her kids that died when he left. And then he shows up for Christmas to give out presents and her kid's like, you're not dead.
You're like, you're alive?
He's like, I have risen. Try coming back from that lie, like explaining to your kids. Right.
Well, but they
Like,
don't
he's
understand.
the
But
death.
they don't care though, because they're like, oh, just don't worry about it. But like,
So
like
weird.
with my
He's
kid,
basically dead.
like if I'm not gonna tell her something because she understands.
Yeah.
And like I can tell her the truth because I saw my mom and I said, Harper, this is my mom, and she was like, really? Because the day before she told me, she said, you don't have.
She's met your mom then?
Yeah, but my mom, I asked her, I introduced her, but I didn't, like, she didn't give her a hug. But I asked her, I said, do you want to give me a hug? And she said, no. She said, I don't think I can. And I said, okay, that's fine.
So at that point, you're not going to affect your kid. I can't.
Well, so at that funeral, I told you this. At my aunt's funeral, we went, and Harper went, and Dustin was holding Harper, and we were going through the line, and like, do you know how like the guys they like tickle the kid? My dad was going to do that to Harper, and he pulled her away and like ran his hand into my dad's hand because it's like you're not touching my kid when you're treating your kid like crap.
Yeah. You have no right.
But you have to think about it, like, in his eyes, then he's like, oh, she's a girl, we can, because, like, we're from Eldon. We're from Eldon. So it's like, they told me after I had her, they said, because you had a girl, you can come back if you want.
Oh yeah, because girls are so rare now. It's so hard to come
They
by.
told me I can go back.
I have no place in New York.
My mom was always like, what if you just pretended so they can see everybody? And I'm like, Mom, I don't know what that is.
My mom said that too.
I kept my mouth shut for so many years. I'm not going to go back and continue to keep it up.
They don't want me. Did you guys know this way? They kept us so busy with work and school and Sunday school
So you
and
didn't
all
have
that.
time for nothing else.
So you didn't have time to think about how miserable
They do that on purpose. It's
breaking
so
all the
funny.
standards.
Like, when I was little, then the rule in my dad's family is we couldn't go to a concert unless we took our dad, so nobody wanted to take our dad, so we didn't go to concerts.
She ran into Jesse.
I saw him at the Killers concert. I thought he was with his 2 wives, and then he had binoculars looking up. And it looked like he was looking at his kids because they didn't want to buy them good seats. He was like looking at the crowd with his binoculars, making sure they're not doing anything bad.
Are you serious? He was walking the whole
Yeah,
time.
because my dad is like so, what's the word, like he micromanages everything.
Oh, I'm sure. Sorry, there's
I just thought it
no
was funny that he got good seats for him and his 2 wives sitting next to him, but then he's got like these binoculars looking clear up in the crowd.
It's always like that. He has no issue taking 2 wives most of the time. And I don't understand that.
Is this
I
pictures
know.
of the holy spot?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
all
I'm going
it's
to show this because I talk about the holy spot a lot on my channel. I've talked about how we all prayed facing north because the holy spot was in Bountiful.
No, so you face north. They say north if you're not, you're supposed to face Bountiful.
Yeah.
But because we were on Salt Lake, it was north.
Yeah. But if
But
you're out
if
of
you're
like
out
the
of town,
country
you just
or
go
whatever.
north because that's just the easy way to put it.
So this is the forest in Bountiful. Well, this is also where we have the 24th of July celebrations every year. Is at the Holy
That's
Spot.
where, so did you know Jacob brought his friends one year to the 24th of July celebration?
I was there. I was still there when he did that.
No, but see my dad,
lose it.
see my dad like had all this stuff. See my dad, see how to be a good wife?
I want to read this. How to be a good wife. Prepare
You're
yourself.
the middle one.
Take 15 minutes to rest so you'll be refreshed when he arrives. Touch up your makeup and be fresh looking. He has just been with a lot of work-weary people. Be a little gay. What?
Like happy.
Oh.
Was it made in the 1950s?
Be a little more interesting for him. Oh my gosh, I'm going to throw up.
Be a little
His
more
boring day may need a little lift, and one of your duties is to provide it. Oh my gosh.
That's
Prepare
your
the
duty.
children. Take a few minutes to wash the children's hands and face. If they are small, comb their hair, and if necessary, change their clothes. They are little treasures, and you would like to see them playing the part.
Because like
I remember them talking about this in church.
Yeah, and
my Tammy almost walked out.
And my dad actually gave us the pamphlets.
Whoever was reading it in church, I remember them like stopping and like, what's else? Make him comfortable.
Hey,
Have
what's
him
your
lean
standards?
back in a comfortable chair, or suggest he lie down in the bedroom and listen to him. You may have a dozen of important things to tell him at the moment of his arrival, but that's not the time. Let him talk first. I want to run this.